Hello, you're watching TelecomTV. I'm Guy Daniels, Director of Content. As part of our Spotlight on 5G Week, we're going to discuss the power of partnership and ecosystem. Now, the evolution of open architectures, the importance of the edge, and role of open source technology and cloud native processes are all contributing to a rapidly changing market, one where partnerships and ecosystems are becoming increasingly vital. Well, joining me today to discuss how CSPs can benefit from the new opportunities that are emerging are Keate Despain, Director of Intel Network Builder Program with Intel, Jeff Edlund, CTO Communications Technology Group with Hewlett Packard Enterprise, and Darrell Jordan-Smith, Senior Vice President, Industries and Global Accounts with Red Hat. Hello everyone, very good to see you all again. Now, the service provider landscape is changing and evolving every day, as we say, and CSPs must remain dynamic. So what new challenges and opportunities are you all seeing, and how is the ecosystem evolving to help meet them? Darrell, perhaps I could start by asking you.
Yes, certainly. Great to be here. Thank you for the opportunity of talking to a great audience. For us, 5G is really the intersection of NFV, cloud native technologies, Internet of Things, and open source in general, where we can actually develop code and contribute in communities that really drive the next level of what we need to see in telecommunications. So in particular, we're very focused on, building out the infrastructure, helping businesses operate that and run it at scale in a highly automated fashion in a carrier grade manner that allows people to deliver the services and expect new services that this ecosystem, as you put it, can bring to bear for the marketplace. So it's a very exciting opportunity and time for us here in this industry. I think a lot of innovation will drive the next generation of applications and services, and that innovation will come from ecosystems and partners and other application vendors that have yet to reveal themselves. So it's an exciting period of time.
Thanks, Darrell. And Keate, what new challenges and opportunities are you seeing?
Well, I think I'd just like to reiterate everything that Darrell said and agree with that. And as we see it, we just see the opportunity for these open architectures that are unleashed by 5G to begin to really show off the innovation that the CSPs can bring to the marketplace and to their customers. And their customers will be demanding these types of open capabilities to move quickly on new technologies, everything from working on the core all the way out to the open RAN architectures that are now emerging. And then we also see some of the capabilities of cloud native technology continue to expand into these architectures and bring the services in a way that, as Darrell said, in a very innovative way. And we have yet to see what that will be, but we look with excitement as we bring the foundational technology from Intel into these offerings.
Thanks, Keate. And Jeff, what opportunities are you seeing, and how is the ecosystem evolving to help meet them?
Well, as my colleagues brought up 5G, I think that that really brings up three important points. One, the fundamental architecture of 5G requires that the network move from a hierarchical network that's highly centralized to one that's very distributed. And compute and storage are placed as close to the service delivery point on the edge as possible. The second point is that the edge is interesting and it's notable in that it doesn't have a specific size and it's not a specific place. I mean, the edge can be as small as these things that we carry in our pocket. It can be at a base station, it can be at a central office, it can be in the enterprise. So there are many different edges and there's no hard and fast rule to the placement or the size. And then finally, or third, the edge is where real-time use cases can be actualized. It's where data is analyzed. It is where network latency is the lowest. And it's the place where we can unleash a new wave of innovation, and we'll start to see services that we've never even experienced before.
Thanks, Jeff. And given what you've said and what Darrell and Keate have said as well, how are HPE, Intel and Red Hat collaborating to build solutions for the telecoms market?
Well, we've been very active together, and we made a decision not too far back to really create an interesting intersection of our companies in Fort Collins, Colorado, at a place that we call the HP 5G Lab. And this is a place where our platform, our infrastructure partners can come and bring their technologies. So Intel servers, Red Hat in the form of OpenStack and OpenShift is the platform, and then a whole host of network function partners to bring together multi-vendor, best-of-breed technologies that our carrier, operator, and service provider customers can count on to drive the 5G solution that they need for their customers.
And Keate, tell us more about the collaboration between these partners.
Well, first, it's always just been a pleasure to be working with these two great companies. And as we work together, as Jeff mentioned, bringing technology into the labs, it goes even beyond that. It goes into working across these ISV partners that we have, discussing opportunities to optimize the code base, working between the software and the hardware and how you bring it all together, because to commercialize something from an idea takes a lot of collaboration. And these are some of the industry finest partners that Intel works with to make that happen.
Thanks, Keate. And Darrell, how's Red Hat collaborating with Intel and HPE?
Yeah, as my colleagues are just saying, it's a phenomenal group of companies to be working with Intel and HPE. We've really been focusing on blueprints with HPE, all around simplifying, leading the design criteria, looking at time to market. There's a lot of ecosystem partners out there that want to get things into the market, as well as clients and customers wanting to deploy, as well as actually looking at the whole ecosystem from a life cycle perspective, because a lot of these applications will run in the cloud and are interdependent on each other, and having that entire life cycle in that overall solution, that overall blueprint, that design, we see as getting these things into the market in a hardened, fast, and effective manner.
So Darrell, given this need to work together, how do we collectively work to drive collaboration and innovation across the wider ecosystem to help us build solutions for the telco market?
Well, as you'd expect from Red Hat, we're very focused on open source and collaboration that open source communities provides the entire ecosystem. So we're very focused at Red Hat on looking at those communities, driving that code into the upstream effort so we can bring it into a downstream distribution of a platform. And we're also very focused on working with our partners and our customers on brokering those use cases such that we can actually define those more efficiently for the community. So we can actually get features built into the upstream code of what we do in containerization around cloud native, through to virtual machine technology, through to the tooling necessary and the features necessary to execute against that. So that's the first thing. Open source really helps and drives that collectively. And our partners, HPE and Intel, also on this phone call and this video stream and this show at the moment, we're really working very closely together around driving that and looking at open ecosystems that will enable innovation, deliver better collaboration, and actually do more around integration. So we're really focused on simplifying the implementation of the technology. And an example of that is Intel's CNF certification lab, where we're working closely to reflect realistic networking requirements and scenarios so we can get a true representation of how these open standards and this open technology is going to work to reduce the risk and increase, again, the time to market of all of this working together within the life cycle of the client's desire to deliver those new services and that basic functionality.
Thanks, Darrell. And Keate, you've all got a lot of experience in successfully collaborating. So, how do we drive innovation across the ecosystem?
Well, that's a great question. And Intel, over 10 years now has developed an ecosystem program called the Network Builders. The Network Builders program has, main charter is to work with the ecosystem and bring our partners together to determine how do we collaborate together. And as Darrell just mentioned, in the Red Hat CNF lab, which we collaborate deeply with them on, we do a lot of work around what's going on with the transition from VNFs into cloud native architectures and how do we work with them. At the same time, as we work on this new technology together, we are able to develop opportunities for other ISVs to come in within the lab and to understand how do they get optimized, how do they take advantage of the latest technology from Intel that will be coming out soon or is already out as we do those optimizations over the roadmaps that we have. In addition to that, we do a lot of training. As we talk about how these technologies are used, we need to put out a worldwide message to all the carriers as to how do you use this technology. And so training is very important for the Network Builders program. It helps us collaborate with all of the new partners and the new technologies that are coming out and to get that message out from a co-marketing opportunity to educate and make sure that people are seeing what is the best of the networks out there in the world. And we put these blueprints together, and these blueprints then are shared through our Network Builders website, through the events that we go to, and just through the educational aspects of the Network Builders University that we have. So that is one of the strongest ways that we collaborate with our ecosystem.
Thanks, Keate. And Jeff, how do we work together to drive innovation?
Well, it really is all about teamwork. And I can't say enough about Intel and our friends at Red Hat. We meet together and we do a number of things in HPE's 5G lab to make sure that our collective customer, the carrier, the operator, the service provider, actually gets something from us that's meaningful, meets their business needs, and works. So we bring together the three of us. We bring together other ISVs, other network function providers, and we bring together customers in the lab. In the lab, we do functional testing to make sure that everything complies to the specifications that are coming out of 3GPP. We do performance testing so we know that the solutions that we're delivering for our customers meet their performance requirements. And then finally, all of this integration and implementation work that we do together as a team, it assures that our customers, we're delivering to them a configuration for their network and for their customers that's supportable and will operate as anticipated and as proven in the lab.
So Jeff, where do you see the most interesting areas of innovation or startup activity in the telecoms ecosystem?
Yeah, so the edge is providing opportunities that we haven't even seen before. And, one of the first places that I've really seen start to take off, and that's in private communications. So you've got enterprises all around the world that are wanting to leverage the ability to use the edge to provide a communication service for their enterprise that leverages some of the unique features of 5G and will allow them to get some very particular advantages. And those edge use cases beyond private communications that we see starting to come on is the collection of data, the analysis of that data on the edge, and then the ability to make decisions based upon what you see in the data on the edge, and to be able to automate many operations at the edge rather than having to haul data back into over the network to a data center, crunch it in the data center, and then send some sort of demand response back. The edge is allowing this opportunity for real-time collection of data and real-time actions as a result of having access to that data. And then the final thing that I would say is that this is stimulating a whole set of new innovation for real-time use cases, and I anticipate that we'll see these real-time use cases start to deliver applications and services that we've never seen before, simply because we have the capability to deliver it from the edge. And I think you're going to see really interesting augmented reality and virtual reality applications happening out there at the edge. And I think many of them could be surprises and rather unanticipated from us.
And Keate, what are the most exciting areas for you?
Well, I think Jeff mentioned many of them already, everything from what's happening on the edge to how enterprises are now looking at private 5G networks that they're able to stand up and take advantage of those technology. The opportunity at the edge to have artificial intelligence, have that built right into the solutions to be able to speed things along, to lower the latency, to unleash these opportunities of new applications that Jeff was talking about. I think that's definitely going to happen and going to move us forward as we collect all that data and then act on it through automated ways to make it faster and make it more usable to us as the operators in the network or to us as the users. I think one more thing to add to that is certainly the cloud technologies that are coming in. Those are going to run at the core, they're going to run at the edge, they're going to run anywhere that we need them to be and have that capability to move quickly and in a very sufficient manner to stand up new applications that bring services to this marketplace that is going to need it and the users are going to demand it. And so have that cloud capability built in with the technologies available, with the artificial intelligence and then the processing performance. Those are the things that we see where the innovative ISVs are going to drive the networks moving forward.
And Darrell, are there any other interesting areas of innovation or startup activity that you're seeing?
Well, I think my colleagues here have just gone through a whole range of different innovations that we're going to see, all very exciting. For us at Red Hat, we're very focused on how do we go from a virtual machine-based world into a container, a cloud-native-based world, and how those applications will manifest themselves from the core of the network into the cloud, potentially with managed Kubernetes instances through to the far edge in terms of some of the applications and services there. And we're seeing a lot of our clients and our partners rewrite and relook at how they actually modernize a lot of that application infrastructure. So I think there's going to be a lot of innovation there. And we're really keen to sort of be part of that journey with our friends and colleagues on the call.
Okay, well, final question to all of you. Darrell, how do partners who are interested in engaging with you get involved?
Well, they can reach out to Red Hat either through our website, redhat.com, or they can contact us directly. We are encouraging our partners and our customers to get engaged in our labs, with our partner labs, within our certification capabilities, with a lot of the tooling that we're doing in and around what we're trying to deliver around OpenShift and OpenStack in particular. So there's a lot of different ways of reaching out and interfacing with Red Hat. I think one of my colleagues actually mentioned training and education. That's a big area of focus for us as well as we look at application modernization. So please reach out to redhat.com and or come to me, or I will make sure you get connected to the right people here at Red Hat.
Thanks, Darrell. And Keate, how can companies who are interested here get involved?
So for us, it's all networkbuilders.intel.com. And there's a sign up there. Come and join the community that we've been building for many years. We appreciate all the companies that are already there, and it continues to grow and strengthen as an ecosystem that is expanding and focused specifically on the networking and the comm service provider space and everything that's happening across any networking aspects of the IT departments.
Great, thanks, Keate. And Jeff, how can those companies here who are very keen to join this ecosystem, how can they come and engage?
We've heard about lots of great different laboratory opportunities, and I would just tell you that all of us are present in the HPE 5G lab. And if you have a network function, if you have a critical capability, bring that to the HPE 5G lab and join us. Join us in the excitement that's going on there. And, let's come up with really great new revenue generating services that will stimulate this industry into the future.
Well, thanks everybody. And that's great advice. If you're interested, get in touch. There's lots of ways to do so and lots of opportunities. Well, that brings our discussion to an end, although I am sure we will hear plenty more on the importance of partnerships and the ecosystem as 5G evolves. For now, though, thank you all for taking part today. And a reminder that you can view an extensive series of programs as part of our Spotlight on 5G Week, from interviews and roundtables to live Q&As and special features, all available right here on TelecomTV. For now though, thanks for watching and goodbye.